Hey guys, and welcome to the Weird Future Podcast. I'm your host, Cube, and with me I have my two member-in-arms here. I got Bob Cheesy,
Hey.
And I got our good friend Matt.
Hello.
So, just a quick update for all of you comic fans that may have not heard the news, but a big face in the industry has passed away, Steve Dillion.
Rest in peace, my boy.
Rest in peace. Rippin' pepperonis are...
And what works was he best known for?
No one does Frank like you.
No one does Frank like him, and for those of you who get the joke, but for those of you who don't, he was a big part of the Punisher comics and a very big part of the Preacher comics.
He was actually the co-maker of the Preacher series.
Yeah. And then if you go back far enough, he even did some DC stuff with Animal Man and Judge Dredd. He did a few chapters.
Thunderbolt, and Marvel's side.
Yeah. So he will.
Either way, a big loss. A big loss for the industry.
A loss to the industry, and he will be missed. Another bit of news is that Logan and the Guardians both had trailers and were both dropped. So for those of you who missed those trailers, should definitely go and check them out.
Let's do a quick little talk about what we thought about the trailers. Let's start with Logan real quick. What did you guys think of the trailer?
I think Logan is gonna convolute the X-Men story so hard.
It already has.
Okay, my biggest issue is when I started watching it. You know that scene where we'll put a picture up on the video, but the scene where Professor X, Logan, and supposedly it's supposed to be X-23. They were all laughing and kind of having a good time together. All right, when I saw that scene, I was like, is this a romantic comedy? Is this a romantic comedy about Professor X and Wolverine raising a kid together?
Oh,
I wasn't taking it seriously, you know? I didn't feel like it was that gritty when I saw that scene.
It felt very try-hard. Try to tug those heartstrings.
I'm seeing it, and all I'm thinking is X-Men Origins.
Oh, no.
I know that's like a horrible thing for me to say after how that went, but like every time I'm looking at the trailer for that movie, all I'm seeing is like you got like the army men chasing Logan, and now Logan's on the run again, and like it's clearly like Stryker's men or someone, like clearly like those people are involved.
Yeah, well, I was reading some comic book news. Apparently, the villain is Donald Pierce, who I don't know if you guys are familiar with this X-Men villain, but he's like a cyborg, and you kind of see his robot arm when he's putting on his glasses in the trailer. But he's going to be the big villain of this movie. That's the whole plot. My question is though, this is probably obviously taking place, or it's based off of Old Man Logan, the comic where he's an old guy, dystopian future. Is this taking place in a dystopian future? Because I couldn't tell.
It can't take... Okay, so this is the part that actually bothered me the most out of everything. Okay, so Old Man Logan. Yeah. Logan is an old man in the far future, yes?
You're right.
Like, how many years is Old Man Logan into the future?
I don't have a date, but I mean, it's far enough that the Hulk has many kids. Yeah.
That whole
40 years.
Yeah, 50 years. Okay, how's Professor X still alive? How is
Professor X was old
Stewart,
then.
It's not the Patrick Stewart part. Patrick Stewart will be alive in 40 years, but I'm saying Professor X will be dead.
He's immortal.
Like,
it's the Earl Grey tea.
The thing is, if Logan is supposed to be an old man in this, then Professor X should be gone at this point. He should be like, I know it's fucked up for me to say, but that's the truth. That's my number one problem with this.
You're right. Because I mean, when you look at it with the Fox movie verse, technically Professor X was like what? He was a professor at a college in the 60s. In the 60s.
So and he had to be like 30. Almost.
Yeah, let's for the sake of the argument, let's say like mid-20s. Like he's a smart dude. He got his PhD really early.
Yeah, okay,
so mid-20s.
The next movie is supposed to be 10 years later, so he's 35. And then Days of Future Past is supposed to be another 10 years later, so he's 45. And then
Apocalypse.
And then
actually, Apocalypse was thrown back
80s.
in time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, from right there, he's in his 40s in Apocalypse, and that's the 80s. Then in Days of Future Past, when the timeline's rewritten, I'm gonna say it's like present day, so that's 2016. So that's like another 40 years added onto his clock.
He's 80, and then
right there. He's 80.
Assuming he's 80, or that we're doing the math correctly. And then let's add another like 40 years to get to where Old Man Logan is.
Right.
And then explain it to me. And on top of that, he walks at the
Does he?
Yeah, Patrick Stewart's walking, right? Patrick Stewart's walking in that movie, right?
Professor X. You mean Professor X, right?
No, Patrick Stewart's walking in that movie.
I didn't see that part. You're gonna have to show me at a different time.
Maybe
but
I'm just crazy. Maybe I'm just envisioning that he actually walking. Maybe
your
I'm hoping.
deepest desire.
Yeah, but besides that, that's my number one thing, and that fact that Laura's in it is weird because of that whole.
Like my take on this whole thing is, if you have read Old Man Logan, it's a very good like alternative timeline. If all this shit goes down that I won't get into just right now, but Fox does such shitty things to their movies that they have rights over, and I feel that they're shitting on it all over again.
Well, I'm going to disagree with you there. We won't dwell on this trailer too much longer, but yeah, I'll agree that Fox has made some crap. Easily, X-Men 3 was not great at all. But I think they're kind of doing right by Deadpool. I think they're kind of getting the I think they're kind of getting the idea of it. I would
try whatever I said regarding Deadpool, but as far as Fantastic Four and the X-Men series, come on, guys. We know that Fox has been shitting all over those franchises.
Well, let's jump over to Guardians of the Galaxy and then let's jump to comics.
For those of you guys who saw the trailer, it's the team back together again.
Ooga Chaka.
Ooga Chaka's back. Ooga Chaka. You got the Collector's back. Rocket Raccoon, the whole team. We see some.
Is Thanos' daughter, right?
Yeah, Thanos' daughter.
Nebula. Yeah, Nebula. Apparently.
There you go. Who is played by the girl from Doctor Who, which I always forget her name. Kaylee. Oh no, that's the girl from something else.
So from what I've seen of some stills, apparently there's going to be 3 new members to the Guardians team, and that's Yondu, the guy with the fin who had the magic arrow, Nebula, Thanos' daughter, and Mantis. You guys know Mantis, right? Mantis?
Please refresh me. I don't.
Yeah, refresh me because I know the name. I'm just forgetting the backstory.
Oh goddamn! All right. Well, she has a back. I'm not gonna delve too deep into her backstory, but basically she's fuck! Wow, this is a tough one. She's like a Vietnamese. I don't know how they're gonna put her in the movie. She's probably gonna be an alien in this one. But she's just like a really good martial artist, and she's like an empath. She has like special mind abilities. That's her big deal.
Slowly but surely, Guardians of the Galaxy becoming Star Trek: The Next Generation. I'm ready.
From what we know about this movie, Sylvester Stallone's in it. He's playing a character. Kurt Russell's in it as Star-Lord's father, Ego, who is also in the comics A Living Planet. So I'm wondering how they're going to do that. And so it sounds interesting. I did like the Guardians. I like the Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, Rise of the Meme. So
it's a lighthearted, good movie, not to be.
Yeah, it's funny, not to be taken seriously.
And it established the characters decently. Yep. So now with the second one, I don't need more. Okay, here is where Marvel's gonna run into some problems that they do. They seem to do a little bit with the other movies. They don't do it too often. This is the problem that Suicide Squad had. Is that okay, I know the backstory now. I've gotten the backstory on most of the characters, obviously not all of them, but enough that I don't need you to tell it to me again.
Right.
So if Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I don't need any flashbacks. Maybe one like they did in the other movies, like with Iron Man looking into the portal or something like that. Like that makes sense.
But dude, did you know Star-Lord's from the 80s? Did you know he was an 80s kid? I didn't know that. I couldn't tell.
So if Star-Lord's okay, well, never mind. Besides that, I'm going to start throwing theories out there. It's going to be a whole thing. Yeah. But for those of you who haven't seen the movie, it looks good. It looks like they might be bringing back the Guardians again for another joyride. So we'll see.
I like that. Last thing on the comic book news, Marvel announced a new series of X books after Resurrection with Cable, Jean Grey, Generation X, Iceman, Jesus Christ.
Cable's leading the team, right?
No, he's just getting his new comic book. Did you guys see the two they released on Friday? X-Men Blue and X-Men Gold. Those are going to be like the 2 new X-Men books.
No, what are they about?
Well, they're just teasers. They haven't revealed anything. But all I can say is I hope if they're doing X-Men Blue and X-Men Gold, it better be as good as like 90s X-Men Blue and X-Men Gold. All right. Like, I better get some Cyclops leading the one team and Storm leading the the other. You know,
Look, Matt, I promise you.
It's not. Yeah, I know. It's not going to be
Gold
great.
Balls is leading.
Fuck you! Oh my
Gold Balls
god!
is leading the blue team, and then that kid that's the big blob with the skeleton floating inside of him is leading the gold team.
I have my doubts. I have my doubts about this new X-Men line because X-Men haven't been good for quite some time now. But I'm hoping Marvel is learning its lesson in trying to get rid of them and replacing them with the Inhumans and kind of like, you know what? Let's make a good X-Men book. Let's do them justice.
X-Men
I'm
deserves
hoping.
a comeback.
Okay, well,
Exactly.
We'll talk more about them later. So let's get to the nitty and gritty, boys. Let's get down to the comics of the week. So clearly,
Yes, sir.
with all the big Marvel hits today with news and everything, I think we'll proceed with Marvel. So we're gonna start with the Mighty Thor this week.
All right.
The Mighty Thor.
So, what did you guys think of this one? Because I have my own opinion, and it might differ from you two.
Just throwing it out there. I haven't read it, so fill me in.
Okay,
That's fine, yeah.
I personally believe, because I haven't delved too deep into the Thor background, that I liked getting the background on Mjolnir. For those of you who don't know, the synopsis of this new chapter is basically we get a full background on Mjolnir and like why it does what it does and why it is the way it is as a hammer and as a lightning thing, and the whole 9 yards.
It's the full origin of Mjolnir, and I have really been liking the characterizations in the Mighty Thor, the current run with Jane Foster as Thor. But I have to admit, I'm liking Odin kind of being this stubborn old man who, if something doesn't go his way, he's like, F it, I'm not gonna deal with it. I'm not gonna deal with it.
Yeah, that's the way it kind of seems with this.
Yeah. So basically, we get like a more elaborated upon origin for Mjolnir, where Odin saves some trolls. He gets given this block of Uru metal.
Dwarves from trolls.
Dwarves. Yeah, my bad.
Saves dwarves
Who
from
saves trolls? Who saves trolls anymore? But he gets the block of Uru metal, which is used to make Mjolnir eventually. And there's this cosmic space storm that comes through Asgard, and basically what Odin does is he starts fighting the storm, which sounds rad. He's actually like fighting a storm, a space storm. And in the end, what he does is he grabs the Uru metal and he like slams it, and it manages to contain the storm inside the rock, and they forge it into a hammer. And so basically what it's saying is, oh, you know what? Mjolnir is more than just a magic mallet that can come back to you and create storms. It was once alive, it once...
And it still has that storm inside of it.
Exactly. So, I mean, overall, cool thing. Also, another thing I like this new city of the gods they're introducing.
The way it looks and everything.
Yeah.
The art style to the new city looks it looks intense. It's giving it less Asgardian, making it less
more
Nordic,
cosmic.
More cosmic, exactly.
Yeah.
Less Nordic, more cosmic.
And for you, Bob, since you didn't read the comic, there's this new city that's introduced called Omnipotent City, I believe it's called.
Right.
It's the city of all the high gods. It's in the middle of the like infinities. It has some crazy name. Yeah. And you can tell it's going to be playing a bigger role later on in this comic.
The way, so basically, at the beginning of the comic, Miss Foster is thrown through a wall in space into this building where a giant library is being held in the city, and it turns out the guy that's running the library is like this grand librarian that has like knowledge of like every god to come through the city. And he's like describing the background of Mjolnir, and then he's like, and then like they kind of like brush this off, and I'm sure it's gonna play a bigger role later about how the city's like so godly, I guess, in the sense that like there's so many gods in it, like they make it a point to say, yeah, like the god, not just Nordic gods, but there are a lot of gods here.
It's like an Earth for gods,
Exactly. So I'm waiting to see Jesus. I'm waiting to see Muhammad running around in the background. Maybe
Allah,
Yahweh, and all those good guys. So if they do show up, that'd be very interesting for Marvel to take such a risky step in the sense.
And then we'll see Zeus, and then Stephen Rincon.
Stephen Rincon, the most powerful of the fighting gods.
Yeah.
Let's jump to the next one. I think we covered this one pretty well. not a lot to it. Which one do you guys want to do next?
I think next is if we're just going up on a list and we're gonna save a few for the last. I think next should be Spider-Man because Spider-Man
That's fair.
this week was
That's something else.
Spider-Man this
Something
week
else.
was weak, in my opinion. What do you guys think?
I agree with you. I was trying to think of an argument for it, but when you read it, it's just it goes back on a lot of the things that Dan Slott has already written, and he's writing this comic book, so yeah. He did a good job. He did a good job with Superior Spider-Man, and then it turns out he's writing the same comic book and going back on what he already wrote. So I can't defend it.
Not at all.
So to give a general synopsis for those of you who haven't read it, basically we get backstory into why Doc Ock has a new body in the Clone Conspiracy saga. Or tie-in, I'm sorry, not saga. So, basically, Doc Ock, after fighting Spider-Man again?
Yeah,
in
the
multiverse. In the multiverse,
Sorry.
in the Mother Brain.
Or whatever it is.
In basically his body gets destroyed, but then he manages to find a little, like a tech spider that he transfers his consciousness into, and he's like, I'm gonna go find my corpse because whatever. And when he goes, actually, I'm not really too sure why he just goes and looks for his body.
Well, what he wants to do is he wants to go to a new you, so they can kind of make him a new body, and he just so happens to come across his body when it's being regenerated.
Yeah.
And that's when he latches onto it, and it turns out, okay, I'm about to talk about this right now, but here's my biggest problem with this issue, and I think Bob, you were having the same problem. We were talking about this earlier this week. Was when he goes inside his body, Peter Parker's mind is still inside Dr. Octopus's body.
The original Peter Parker.
Yeah,
like
that's
Peter number
my
one.
biggest problem.
That remained of Peter.
Yeah, so who the hell is Spider-Man right now? If that's Peter. Like, what the heck?
So after so what you're telling me is after Doc Ock did his Naruto hand signals and transferred minds with Peter, Peter was still in Peter.
Pretty much.
And Doc Ock was still in Peter.
How many? I guess Peter was in two places at once. I guess that's a thing when you switch minds.
No, okay, so I guess what they're trying to say is that Peter was still in there, but the body was dead. There was no consciousness.
There would be no consciousness whatsoever.
Okay, so why doesn't? Okay, here we go, because now you guys are like revealing lights to me that I didn't even think about before. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the last segment of Peter's mind that is in Doc Ock's body is in Doc Ock's body before Doc Ock takes over, right?
Yep.
So why doesn't the body wake up? Why doesn't it
because the body officially is just deceased. They're like
No, but I don't mean that. I mean the new you body. I mean the body that has Peter's mind in it, because it wakes up once Doc Ock takes over. Why doesn't it? Peter just wake up as Doc
remember
Ock?
he's moving around, like he's conscious, but he's not like he's not awake. He's not aware.
They're having this weird mind fight and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you know what? Okay, so here's a few flaws with this. Number one, Doc Ock was an absolute stalker and a creep. Like, he made an AI based off of his love line in the Superior Spider-Man run, Anna Maria.
Yeah, Anna Maria.
Okay, he made a digital incarnation of her that is like his consciousness or whatever, while he's like trapped inside this robot. Okay, and that's flaw number one. That's just creepy and stupid, whatever. And then the next is you have the whole fight, between Peter and Dr. Octopus back in, the new reincarnation of Doc Ock's body. And Peter should have won. I mean, Peter has everything against Doc Ock, and, they've had this stupid-ass brawl before. Peter has...
but who's smarter? Is this a battle of physicalness, or is this a battle of wits? Because technically, this isn't them fighting physically.
It's a battle of will, I would say.
It's a will.
But if you remember, technically, Peter lost already once before in Superior Spider-Man. Right. So I think it's kind of to say that Peter was going to lose this fight again. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
But here's just to question the entirety of this this run. Like reincarnation and cloning is the ultimate bullshit when it comes to a story, in my opinion, unless you can write it extremely well so it ties in. So I'm actually if you have so I'd much rather enjoy this if there were Because they've already done this story with Spider-Man once. There's
Absolutely.
been clones.
Honestly.
They've done the whole clone game.
This is like the third time now. This is the third time they're doing it.
And my favorite part about it is that every time they say they're clones in the comic, Jackal's like, no, they're not clones. They're reincarnations.
Yeah.
You're
They're
a liar.
reanimations.
You named it the Clone Conspiracy. Stop trying to go back on what you're doing. It's driving me nuts.
And like we had this discussion last week before, the Jackal gives them a pill saying, you know what, your body will dissipate if you don't take this pill.
Yeah.
Therefore, that automatically makes it artificial. It's not
Well,
an
no.
body.
Well, here's the thing. We haven't seen anyone actually suffer. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I don't quote me on that. But we haven't seen anyone suffer the effects from the pill if they don't take it. So it could just be a mind fuck by the Jackal.
Last
Who?
week, the one doctor that the
Did it?
Remember,
Was
Peter
it?
went to go to the Jackal's lair.
The clone.
Yeah. No, he went into.
Oh,
the
you're
chamber,
right. Never
and the
mind.
dude,
Never
all
mind.
it was his nervous
No,
system.
but that's not because he didn't take the pill. We
Yeah,
just
no, he didn't take the pill.
no.
No, I think
okay.
he's right. I think
he
he's
didn't
right.
take the pill, and then they take him in, but then they don't explain. Like, I'm sure if the new you guys were actually good people, and the pill actually is what kept those people alive, then why didn't they just give him the pill when they saved him? They clearly brought him in to experiment on him. That's why he's a floating nervous system with eyes and a brain.
Why would they experiment on him? There's no need for them to.
Because they're villains.
Because they're bad guys. Why would they just turn him into a whole nervous
No,
system
I'll
for
tell
no
you
reason
why.
and then fuck
It's
that
because
guy?
damn slot. That's why.
Okay,
Fuck you.
okay.
No, don't blame it. We gotta think. We gotta use theories here.
Yeah,
It's science. We gotta use the science.
Okay,
Shit,
well,
dude.
just like we'll wrap it up there. You guys kind of get the idea that we didn't
You know what, just-
exactly enjoy this new Spider-Man.
You know, it's
For those of you
rehash.
that are keeping it for keeping up with the event, this one takes place right after Clone Conspiracy. So if you guys want to go out and buy the issue, just so you guys know, this one's right after Clone Conspiracy 1.
So
Don't
just-
buy it.
yeah, so jumping into it might be a little bizarre.
Yeah, but you know, it's just a rehash of old ideas, old things. You know, there was a good send off to Doc Ock. Like he ended on a really high note, and you know, it was like we saw him transform and reform to a better man, an accepting man who was arrogant, who was a man of intellect and knowledge, who surrendered himself to Peter's superiority, and now he's coming back saying Peter's got it all wrong all over again, and now he's back alive again. It's just not good.
Yeah, let's move on from this one. I think we've gone over it enough.
So I got an important question for you. Do you want this Doc Ock? Or you want the movie Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2?
The movie Doc Ock. He was pretty good.
He was. The
I don't like this
I
Doc
like
Ock's haircut, man.
I think
the
the
bowl
guy that
cut.
played him
He
perfectly.
did. He did a good job. He did a good job.
Okay. Besides that, let's move on.
All right.
So,
So what's next in Marvel shit list?
I think next we should move on to maybe Uncanny Inhumans?
I agree.
Uncanny
Yeah.
Inhumans.
Let's go to the Uncanny Inhumans.
Yep.
So, for those of you who haven't been keeping up with this, just a little general synopsis is that basically Iron Man is attacking.
He one-man raided the Inhumans.
I thought that was pretty
city.
cool. I thought that was pretty cool.
Right? It's New Adelan.
Yeah,
that's
New
attacking.
Adelan,
So basically,
Just-
Iron Man gets like 20 Iron Man suits and raids New Adelan.
Yeah, and takes over, and honestly, I really feel bad for the Inhumans this week. They really got the shit and
They got the shit out of
this
this
week.
thing. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, we'll talk about this in a little bit, but also in the Death of X, and then in this issue in particular, I think there was another one that will come to me later on, but they really got it bad this week, and Iron Man single-handedly raided
Attalan. Attilan.
Adelan. Whatever.
Adelan.
You know what? I'm going to be on the opposite side of that, and I'm going to say that Iron Man had it bad this week. I for one thought it was rad
spoilers.
how he took over the entire city by himself, especially when you think about who he's dealing with. He's
Yeah.
dealing with basically like 100 people that all have superpowers,
He's
and when you
basically
think about it,
fighting-
Iron Man
basically
doesn't have
raiding the
powers.
X-Mansion.
Yeah.
Like, this is
Yeah.
him raiding the X-Mansion and
Exactly.
getting away with it.
Yeah.
And he got away with it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the greatest thing. But if you guys remember the last issue, the reason he's doing this is because they blew up one of his facilities, or they blew
Yeah.
up his house or something.
Yeah, and then...
So he's doing this for a reason, you know.
And then the best part is he's like, "Hey, you know Medusa should really give herself up. Like
Yeah.
she should really give herself up." It's not like, and the best part is he's not. I mean, he's already attacked the base. He's already gone so far as to like attack and do all this stuff. He's like, you could not come with me, or I can make you, but that's just on you. I mean, I'm not here to fight or nothing, and like I already haven't attacked the whole
Right.
city.
Like I already won, so just give her up.
I think
one of the things I'm liking about this is, well, for one thing, it was Maximus the Mad, Black Bolt's brother, who orchestrated the attack on Stark. And one of the things I'm kind of digging is Maximus has always been kind of a shitty villain. Like, he's never been that great, but this run is making it seem like he's kind of a cool villain.
He's playing both sides. He's playing all the sides.
Yeah, and I like how they're bringing up his power, because no one ever brings up his power, where he's able to bend the will of like weaker men, like that. And that sounds pretty cool, like for a villain, you know?
Yeah. I think the best part for me, just personally, in this issue in particular, was just the fact that Black Bolt is being held down by his shield, being concentrated on by 3 Iron Man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why would that stop him? Why would that stop him?
And then he explains, guess what? If you shout, you're gonna kill yourself.
Even if you whisper, that shit'll like your power will bounce back on you so hard it won't destroy you.
Exactly.
Now the only thing is Black Bolt does have other powers, you know. I mean, he can mess with atoms, so I'm kind of wondering why he didn't just super strength,
fly. I mean,
like. He could have just messed with the atoms and kind of walked out of that shield. I'm assuming for the sake of the story that, you know, whatever that shield was made out of, it's just anti-Black Bolt manipulated. You know,
Black Bolt juice.
Yeah, whatever for some reason. So
straight from the vine, exactly. Straight from the Medusa vine. He squeezed it ripe.
Oh, but pretty much a simple story. You know, Inhumans fight back. They win the day. Iron Man leaves on good terms with the Inhumans.
And now Maximus is being chased. Or not chased, but now they know he's a
They know who it is, yeah.
So, Inhumans, not bad read.
Yeah, no, I think it was pretty good this week.
Personally. Simple story.
Simple story, exactly.
Alright, so next up in line for Marvel.
I think Sam Wilson is
Wilson, alright.
Yeah.
Good choice. Good read this week.
So
Sam Wilson has been having a strong run, I would say.
Yeah, which is pretty surprising. Yeah. Pretty surprising for
he's slowly starting to grow on me as Captain America. Like I kind of like how they have 2 Captain Americas right now, just because he's kind of the Captain America who gets shit on. You know, he deals more with like the political side of everything.
Right.
And then we have Nick Spencer's Captain Hydra. You know, where the name kind of explains it. But I liked it. It just dealt with both Captain Americas going after Flag Smasher, and they of course win the day. But you find out thanks to some manipulating from Steve Rogers' Captain America that Captain America all these Captain Americas. Sam Wilson couldn't save the Senator in the end.
Right. Yeah. Which the senator was critical for Hydra or something because he had some special links.
I thought there was something very in particular.
Yeah,
there was some very fine nuances.
Yeah, and then we saw the old familiar villain. What was his name?
Flag Smasher?
Flag Smasher.
Flag Smasher and Ultimatum. Yeah,
he was hilarious in this issue.
Yeah, he's funny. I like how they're kind of portraying these villains in Sam Wilson's run, like Serpent Solutions, and I forget who else they've been throwing out there, but they've been good.
Yeah, but I love his whole spout against like communism and capitalism and all this hilarious.
It's all bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just hilarious with his spew and saying, I attach bombs to these people just for your attention. Don't worry, I'm not gonna kill anybody. I just want to talk. And he ends up blowing somebody anyway. He says, okay, it's not all for show.
And that's exactly what he says too. Well, I guess they weren't all for show.
Yeah.
But he was an interesting villain to put up against the Caps, just because he's. Yeah, it's I guess not interesting in the sense of like him physically, because Cap's always fighting some dude with a gun.
Yep.
But I think it was interesting to see like someone with his perspective going against them, because this is somebody that like Cap's fighting a Nazi this time. Cap's fighting an American dude that's super hard.
A communist or something. Yeah.
Cap's fighting a communist this time. No, this time this dude fuck like all of them. Like I'm here just to fuck. Just fuck. That's it.
I think my favorite part of this comic was the monologue that was going on. Sam Wilson's saying, "Yeah, I'm not a super soldier. I'm just a man. I'm just a man. I can't really measure up to Captain America. I can try my best." And then when he throws his shield to try and block the bullets that are coming at the Senator, and he misses, and he's just like, "Yeah, I'm a man. I failed. Maybe I am not meant to be Captain America." And then we find out that Captain America, Steve Rogers, he knew what he was doing. He was like, "Yeah, he was gonna save the Senator. I couldn't let that happen." And he just nudged him. ever so slightly, and he missed just because of that. That was cool.
Yeah,
That was neat.
And the description of it, the way Steve Rogers is talking about it, he's like, Sam is amazing. Sam is a great Captain America. He's getting that shield throw down like nothing, but I'm better. I know everything about this shield. I have maximum knowledge about this shield. Every which way you throw it, I know it. So he literally just does the tiniest thing to mess with him, and that's all it takes to throw him off.
And I feel quite bad for Sam because he feels the pressure. He feels the weight of Captain America.
Yeah, he has like what 38% approval rate right now. I think that's what it said in the comic.
Something like that.
Yeah, so not so good. And then this happened, and it's gonna shoot way down even more. And like you said, he deals with the whole political end of the spectrum with the media and I don't know what. And we already saw at the end of this issue, like they're already giving him crap for it.
Yeah. But this is the thing that sets Sam apart from every other double that we see. So we're seeing a lot of another Miss Marvel, another Hulk, another freaking
Spider-Man,
Flash, another
Hawkeye.
Spider-Man, another Hawkeye. Even DC and Marvel, they're both doing this. We're seeing a lot of repeat customers in terms of like these characters.
Yep.
But the difference between most of these others and Sam is that Captain America is actually super and Sam is not.
Right. and he recognizes that.
That's like a point they try to put across in the comic.
Yeah.
And he's just a man. Like when it comes to his physical abilities, there's no way he can measure up to a super soldier. He's literally all he can do is train, and that's the best he can do.
And he doubts himself. He's humble about his position, and he doesn't fully accept the mantle. I'm looking at you, Miles Morales. And he's a very likable Captain America, a likable character, and they're doing him right.
I guess my whole thing is that because everybody that already has the power and is claiming the title is I'm ready to take this title. I mean, sometimes it's okay. Miss Marvel just took the title because she's a fan of the Cap, and then you see Spider-Man actually. Well, I guess it was the whole in the Ultimates universe or whatever. But we see that Peter Parker's actually okay with Miles being Spider-Man and all that stuff, and same with. I know you're not, Thor, and not a lot of us are. That's why he's the amazing arachnid. But we see but the thing with Sam is that Sam has to prove himself for the title.
Yeah.
Sam has to and I mean Spider-Man and I mean Miles did prove himself once, and then he got the title. But technically it didn't even count because it was in a universe that he leaves and it's a whole thing. But at the end of the day, then we see Sam's still trying to prove himself. Spider-Man doesn't have to prove himself. Once you claim, once Peter's given you the title, which is given to quite a few people, you're Spider-Man. There's that. That's that. But I feel like Sam is still trying to prove that he's worthy of the title of Cap.
Yeah. So let's jump off from there and onto Death of X. What do you guys say?
All right.
So, oh man, this issue.
Something else, to say the least.
I like the cover.
Yeah. Cover's neat.
Yeah.
I really feel like I'm glad they announced new X titles, because if they didn't, I would honestly feel like they're planning on killing off the X-Men.
But they're doubling. But what I don't get is they're doubling down on Death of X. They're still the Death of X, X-Men are gonna die, and this is what's gonna happen. But then we already know that it doesn't matter. So it's because
it's a prequel. I think what this is just supposed to show is this is how Cyclops died. Which I hate to say it, and I know this is going to sound terrible because it's a cheesy tactic, but I kind of hope at the end of Death of X we find out he's still alive, just because I like him as a character. I think at this point,
we
got the new you, boys.
Clone him or something. Clone him.
X conspiracy, and it's all about
X conspiracy,
and it's all about how the X-Men are clones of themselves.
Oh God! I feel like that's something they would do.
Or Cyclops purposely made the Terrigen Mist sabotage the X-Men and this and that.
It turns out, we're gonna find out. It turns out Cyclops, he was an Inhuman the entire time.
Oh man!
The ultimate.
He's like, I want to save the X-Men. You're an Inhuman. All right, let's do it. Inhumans forever. Do you guys remember the synopsis off the top of my head? I don't have the issue in front of me, so I don't remember.
He wages war.
He's getting ready
against the Inhumans. He makes a public announcement where I think he uses Emma Frost in this.
Okay, so basically what happens, like just like full spectrum, is the Inhumans and the X-Men team up to fight the Terrigen Mist, and immediately after having an amazing team up, Cyclops come in and is like, all Inhuman are racist against X-Men. And you should kill them when you see them. They're disgusting.
Yeah,
I remember the big thing I took away from this is Cyclops, what he does, and it easily portrays him as a villain, is he says that the Terrigen Mist is killing off mutants, but it can also be deadly to humans.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that automatically shifts public opinion against the Inhumans.
Yeah. So basically Cyclops is trying to get everyone on his side. And the best part is the way he does it. It's not over TV or on a speaker. He gets Emma
through the mind.
Yeah, he gets Emma Frost and the three girls to basically come together to use their psychic powers to send a message across the world. Yep. Which sounds cool, and it is cool in the comic, but let's think about that in terms of like there is more than four telepaths in the world. So you're telling me if 3 telepaths got together and they were pretty good at what they did, they could do what Cerebro does?
Yeah, it was stretching a little bit.
That was like Cerebro levels of powers, because it wasn't just all mutants, all Inhumans, or all people. It was everyone got this message.
And you know what? What I got to take away from this was that Cyclops is an asshole.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean,
he's still trying to save the mutants. That's still his base goal.
And you know what? And here's why he's an asshole, guys. Think about it this way: the world has many time zones. Halfway across the world, somebody's sleeping, and he wakes them up.
I was thinking about that while I was reading. I was like, what if Cyclops just telepathically contacted me while I was taking a shit?
You're right.
You know, like what do I say to him? Like,
or making
okay.
love. You know, you're in the middle of doing the business, and all of a sudden you hear, "Hey, kill the Inhumans."
Okay,
huh?
Look, here's my real question. Okay, explain to me how Cyclops masks work. Because if it's cloth, he should burn the cloth if he uses his X-ray vision. But it doesn't happen, and it's not glass because it holds tight to his face.
I don't
like. How does it work?
I do not like.
I do miss the visor. I miss the visor.
He looks like Racer X. He looks like Racer X.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Like that is a Racer X costume.
But you know what? He's Racer X costume, but he has a freaking utility belt. If you look closely, he has a Batman-esque utility belt.
All I'm saying is that I think Racer X is fucking cool. Bring Speed Racer back. I don't know who the fuck could do that, but please. Okay, so let's move on from X, Death of X. Okay, so next would be the
Infamous Iron Man, right?
Infamous Iron Man?
Well, Astonishing Ant-Man.
All right, let's do this one real quick.
Just a quick plug-in. It's not a big deal.
Just give us the synopsis real quick.
Scott Lang is in trial for causing a lot of destruction, basically, and the whole time, it's hilarious because the whole case in the court is absolutely against him. The odds are stacked really against him, and everybody, even they have I think they have a different giant man. I forgot who he was, the black one.
He's like Indian, I think, actually.
Is he Indian? Okay.
For sake of race, yeah.
And it's funny because there was a moment where they're actually asking him over like a Skype or whatever video call, and the connection was really bad. And then hey, what is your opinion on Scott Lang, this and that? And he's like, guilty, evil, this and that. Like it just cuts
it keeps cutting out. Yeah.
Yeah, it cuts on the worst times, and it's just hilarious. And we have, and by the way, the whole time we have Jennifer Banner, She-Hulk, representing Scott Lang.
She's representing him?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. But at the end of the case, finally, his daughter, I think she's the Stinger. Yeah. I think she's the Stinger, or I forgot her nickname.
No, in this one, it's Stinger, yeah.
She comes in saying, my dad fucks up a lot, but you know what, he's my dad, and he does what he cares for. He's the best, this, and that. And you have this whole moment, where they share this, this father-daughter in the most unusual manner moment. And you know what? It was a good read. Okay. I feel good vibes in the end.
Wait. There's one thing I want to talk about before we conclude on this issue, and that was the villain that popped up. The new Yellow Jacket.
Yep.
Yeah, that I felt like that was
straight from the movie.
It's straight from the movie. Straight from the movie.
Okay.
Complete synergy. Complete Marvel movie synergy. Like that's what that was. Right. And I kind of like the Yellow Jacket costume, so I'm a little upset that they decided to, movies. So let's throw this guy in here.
Yeah.
But overall, I agree with you. It was a good lighthearted issue, and I'm not going to take it too seriously. It was good fun read.
Yeah, it was a good read.
So here's my question: why did they got Indian Ant-Man talking to him over Skype when they got the dog that can teleport, and then they got the
Lockjaw?
Then they got the blue man who can teleport, and then they got
not only that. Why would they take a testimony over Skype? Like that's
yeah.
Like what the hell is that? Anyway, we're getting into it. Let's jump to Infamous Iron Man.
Infamous Iron Man.
This is the big one. This is the big one of the week.
Right,
This is the conclusion of Marvel for this week.
So for all of you out there, this comic has revealed some spoilerish information about the future, about post Civil War II. So for those of you who wouldn't care to hear about that, you guys probably want to duck out now because some very important stuff is going to happen that we're going to talk about. So synopsis. We have Doom walking and talking around, trying to be a good guy? Question mark.
Yeah.
The big
question mark.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's basically traveling around.
Who we see in the beginning, Diablo is doing some alchemy experiment on this one woman.
On Maria Hill. It's on Maria
Hill.
Hill.
On Maria Hill. That's
she
right.
gets captured. And
then I guess we can assume Doctor Doom just walks in and just kills him.
No, he like uses the tech to stop him from like mixing the alchemy stuff.
Yeah, but he makes him dissipate.
Yeah, we don't know.
Which he probably kills him or teleports him.
I want to think he kills him. You know, this is Doom we're talking about. I feel like he would kill him. You know,
but
despite trying to be a good guy, I feel like Doom is still Doom. You know, he's like, you're fucking Diablo. No. I'm Dr. Doom. You're dead.
Yeah. Nah, dude, he's gonna do it like he did to that one reporter that tried to get an interview with him. He just threw him in the dungeon. That's just it. He just threw him in the dungeon. So I'm actually with this. I've been thinking a little bit about this comic, and I'm gonna throw out some theories with it as we're going through it. But basically, the synopsis, just to finish it off, is that at the end of it all, we find out that Tony Stark is dead, and he's executed live on TV. They make it a point to say that his death was on TV. Yeah, his death was aired live. So he manages to put his mind into an AI, just like a Vision and Friday and and Jarvis, all those things that we've seen. So now he's an AI, and Doom has taken the idea or the plans for the Iron Man suit, and now has built his own Iron Man suit, and now he is Iron Man.
Now, before we get into anything, I want to just say I actually like the issue. I don't like Bendis is writing the issue, and I'm not a big fan of Bendis, but I like the concept as Doctor Doom trying to be a hero, and he's not trying to make like a new Fantastic Four. He's trying to become Iron Man.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like that's neat because one, he's like one of the world's smartest characters. You know, he knows robotics. He knows armor.
That's going to play with my theory. Continue.
Yeah, he knows how to build like his own armor, but at the same time, he's also a very powerful sorcerer. So I want to see like a mix of both science and sorcery in this run. As we see him interact more with the Marvel Universe, that he's kind of, in addition to just being the man of mechanics, he's also just a man of sorcery, can compete with Doctor Strange and stuff, you know?
Yeah. So like with my theories like coming along, I think, personally, that the Doom that we keep seeing and all these things that's teleporting around and stuff isn't Doom. I think we got another... I think it's another tech Doom. I think it is another robot.
Oh, that would make me mad. I'm going to be honest with you. That's kind of a cheesy maneuver.
In the castle, Jay Owen. I think he is beating his meat super hard while watching this robot go around. I think the robot doesn't know he's...
Yeah, maybe he created a robot. That's an interesting theory. Yeah. I'm going to play along. I'm going to tag along. Yeah. He probably just made these robots... and just let them do their thing and just watch. I mean, they're the next stage of the Doombots. To the point where they're like conscious and actually believe they're.
And it's not like that hasn't happened before. We haven't seen Doombots believe they're Doom.
Apparently, Doom 2099 was a Doombot, so it wouldn't be the first time, you know.
Exactly. So what I'm really my obviously theories are just theories.
Yep.
But I'd really be interested to see where they'd go if this was also, because the thing is we also see Doom really controlling technology without any use of technology. Like in this comic, we see him fighting when he's fighting the Diablo or whatever.
Yep.
He throws tech and stuff at him, but he has physically nothing on him.
Yeah.
So is he using magic? Does he got Iron Man tech in the bloodstream him again? Like we don't know.
And don't forget, he's from gypsy descent, so
Yeah.
you know he's pulling out those gypsy spells.
Yeah, we don't know. So
the gypsy spells are different from magic, apparently.
And then besides the big spoiler of Iron Man dying, is the big spoiler of his mom.
Yeah.
Is she alive?
Yeah, that was one of the things I wanted to address. You know, a big part of Doctor Doom is, you know, he tried to go back and save his mother. That's basically his origin story.
Right.
Yeah, and now apparently we're finding out that she's back. So I'm kind of. So where is this going to lead us?
Okay,
some kind of demon or witch lady.
Okay, look, I'm always down to see somebody's backstory get further developed when we have new stories that like add to it.
Yeah.
Just don't let her become Gwen Stacy. That's all I'm asking. I don't need six versions. I do not need six versions of Mama Doom. I don't need Mama Doom Man. I don't need Mama Doom Spider. I don't need Mama Doom Iron. I don't need Mama Doom Hulk. Okay. Mama Doom is back. That's all. That's fine. That's good. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna throw some quick things out here. Just some things I liked and some questions I had. One, I like that the Thing shows up. I love the Thing. The Thing is great. You know, he shows up. He's like, hey, where's Doctor Doom? You know, I got some words to speak with him, and it looks like next issue they're gonna confront each other.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see where that's gonna lead. My question for this comic is, who do you guys think the threats are going to be that Doom is going to fight? You know, because Doctor Doom is Doctor Doom. He's already a big enough threat as it is. Right. Who is a big enough threat that can actually challenge Doctor Doom in this?
Okay, you ready for my next theory? Because I just thought of it. The Celestials, maybe. For all we
know.
Okay, it's gonna be a villain. It's gonna be somebody like Doom that's been a villain and also been a good guy. It's gonna be someone that's not gonna be someone strictly a villain. I feel like it's gonna be someone that's able to play both sides so they can fuck with Doom. But
that'd be good, like a parallel to Doom.
Yeah. But I think what's gonna happen, like here's another dumb theory. This is me just yucking up. But we're gonna get a new team. All right, it's gonna be a new team, and it's gonna be called the Team Ironside. Okay, and it's gonna be every character that isn't actually Tony Stark but's had an Iron Man costume. So we're gonna get the Iron Arachnid or whatever.
Yeah.
We're gonna get you know which one I'm talking. You know,
Spider-Man's Iron Man suit.
We're gonna get the Patriot, Iron Patriot with
Norman Osborn.
We're gonna get Doom as Infamous Iron Man.
Don't forget Iron Gwen.
Or like
oh god.
What's her new girl? Ricky, Kiki?
Yeah.
Ricky, Chiki, Ting Tong Chiki.
Yeah.
give my white girl some Chiki.
So,
Ironheart, I believe. I think that's her name.
They're all going to come together and they're going to make a new team called the Ironside. And they're going to dominate the skies. That's going to be their thing.
I was reading a theory that apparently maybe Doom and possibly 3 other characters are going to come together, maybe make a new Fantastic Four.
That'd be interesting, the Doom 4.
You guys remember in the 90s Fantastic Four, we had Ghost Rider, Hulk, Wolverine, Spider-Man?
Yes.
So I'm thinking maybe something like that, like kind of the most popular heroes, so probably, I'm picturing Spidey's probably going to be in it, and 2 other characters, I don't know. It sounds interesting.
That'd be cool. I'm down for that. You know, it's funny, actually. Where is Ghost Rider and all of this?
Well,
there's 2
Ghost Rider got announced with a new series with Robbie Reyes as the lead.
Right.
So that's coming out.
Character. I actually like Robbie Reyes as a Ghost Rider.
He's a good legacy character. He's interesting. I like how he has a car this time, honestly. Yeah. I think that does it for me.
I like how he has a car, and I like his origin. Like, he didn't make a pact with the devil. His freaking satanic uncle,
yeah.
You know, basically trapped his evil spirit inside his nephew, and he's able to, you know, do some demonic shit. And I like his story personally, so I'm excited to see that happen. But yeah, I mean, maybe we'll see Ghost Rider in the Fantastic Four again. Who knows?
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys think we covered enough of
I think Marvel's got its
stuff.
Yeah. So let's move on to DC now.
Good old DC.
So we haven't really discussed order for DC, but if we're working in terms of quality here, then we're probably starting with Justice League and Cyborg.
Oh man. Are we gonna do Cyborg? Yeah, I honestly always skip it, so that's
okay. We'll skip Cyborg then. That's totally fine. We'll do Justice League first.
Okay.
And of course, any of you viewers, if you want us to review a comic, or if you eventually want us to review Cyborg, just say so down in the comments below, and we'll go ahead and get to it next time. We'll suck it up and yuck it up with Cyborg.
And if anything, we can go back and do some, and we'll do some reruns.
Yep.
We'll do some reruns of old runs. So
just let us know.
So we'll start with Justice League. Justice. What happened this week? In Justice League. Dude.
Okay, my biggest issue. Oh, let's do a synopsis first before we get into our problems with it.
So everybody is really scared. Everybody is super scared this week.
It's a Halloween issue. Spooky.
It's super spook, guys.
Yes,
okay, so if you guys have kept up with the issue from last week, it's pretty much in the same spot where everybody is kind of doing their own thing. Every member of the Justice League is kind of like living out their lives, and all of a sudden they're struck with like a real big fear, like a personal insecurity that is like eating away at them from the inside.
Right, and each character reacts in their own respective way.
So Cyborg's like, I'm a robot. I'm not black. I'm a robot. And then we got Simon, who's like, Simon's like afraid of being alone. And then you got Jessica. Who's anxiety. She's afraid to she's afraid to fail people, so it keeps happening. And
then Superman actually goes ballistic.
Anger, because what's his personal insecurity? Losing it. What would Superman be most afraid of? Of him losing it and killing everyone? That would be such a big thing for him. Right. And then Batman's just
being Batman?
Yeah, he's just
I didn't honestly get Batman's fear. I wasn't really sure. He was like, kill me.
Yeah.
I didn't really understand that part. I might have, maybe I missed something.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But basically everybody's very insecure in this issue. That is the whole point of the issue.
And then literally what broke the insecurity was this giant cloud, I guess. This gaseous not gaseous. This gas cloud that basically took over everybody, and literally in the end, Jessica through her will just broke it. She did a whole freaking Kamehameha.
I have a feeling that they're gonna go into depth about it later in the farther Green Lantern comics, but we're gonna find out that Jessica's willpower isn't the same as everybody else's, and that's why it's always like a flower or a gigabeam. There's no there's no construct to it. It's always
Yeah, and in the end, we find out that Jessica Cruz, the big takeaway from this issue is that she quits the Justice League. Honestly, she's probably gonna be back next week.
Good riddance.
And if she's gone this week, then that gives her time to be a better Green Lantern somewhere else.
Okay, big problem with the issue, and we kind of are already addressing it. What the hell is this black vomit?
I have no idea.
What is going on?
Do you know black? I can tell you, guys. I have a theory. Are you guys ready? I know what the black vomit is.
Venom. Who is it?
It is the black stuff that Negative Man was throwing up from the Doom Patrol comic.
Tying it all around.
Energies. It's the negative energies from the thing living inside Negative Man. That's my.
There we go.
But there has not been any strong tie-ins with
Justice
League with Doom Patrol. So
I think it's all young animals kind of all connected in its own small universe. But I think are we done with Justice League 7? I want to get off of this already.
Quick note. My thoughts while reading this issue, while everybody's struck with fear, Sinestro is just beating his meat somewhere.
Oh, dude,
Sinestro. Totally.
Sinestro's at
beautiful
200% right now.
Yeah,
maybe 250, maybe.
We're at maximum over fear right now, boys.
Okay. You know what? While we're on talking about Green Lanterns, let's jump over to Green Lanterns.
Exactly. So the synopsis of the new Green Lanterns, for those of you who haven't been keeping up, is that a new ring is in play now, the Phantom Ring, and the Phantom Ring
anyone can use.
Anyone can use, and it can simulate any color. I think is the whole thing too, because it's see-through. It's not any color in particular. So the whole point of this new comic was telling the backstory of a failure, basically.
Named Frank Leminski. I like this. For once, I was actually enjoying this Green Lanterns issue. It's been a while since I've actually enjoyed one. But I like how it's the story of a loser, who really, really, really just wanted to be a Green Lantern. And he trained, he did everything he could, and then finally the ring came to him. And it's like, oh, I made an error. I gotta go. And it leaves him. He's like, whoa.
And he's actually broken by that.
It breaks him. And then in the end, we get the return of a Green Lantern villain who I kind of like. Volthoom, the first Lantern, is back in play. Yeah. And it's telling this guy, hey, maybe you can be a Green Lantern. So it's interesting stuff.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that this guy isn't just a throwaway loser. That he's
and just dies right in the beginning.
Yeah, because I don't want him to get the ring. He uses it for all of 10 minutes, and then it gets chopped off his finger, and then somebody else gets it. Like, I want this guy. Like, if this guy is gonna be the Phantom Ring guy, I want him to be like Black Hand, where he is like, because he's already obsessed with being a Green Lantern. So let's just take it to the next level. He has the power now. He's obsessed with just abusing it. Like,
well,
I don't know.
to be honest with you, I think because Volthoom is here, I think he might be playing this guy. You know, and this guy's personality, Frank's personality, makes it seem like
he's easily played.
He's easily manipulated.
Yeah. Like,
so we'll find out.
Yeah. Although at the end of the day, I think it was an okay issue. Introduction of an old villain that we haven't seen in a while. A new character is introduced that I can't say I didn't enjoy reading about how fucked up he is. So at the
much better than the last couple issues. Yeah. Much better.
Here's the real question, guys: Frank Lewinsky as a Green Lantern, or Simon Baz?
Ooh, there we go.
Who deserves it more? Simon Baz didn't ask for this.
He
just became a Green Lantern. But you know who asked for it? Frank. And you know who worked for it? Frank. I feel like Frank tried. You know, he deserved something nice. Do you guys not remember the workouts he was doing to prepare
those workouts were crazy. He was like doing pull-ups with a cinder block.
Pull-ups, and then in the other hand he was carrying a cinder block. So it's like
that guy's jacked. Yeah, he's tough.
Yeah. But Simon's an Arab, guys. Diversity.
Diversity.
Yeah, so are you.
And his stupid cookies that he's cooking for his grandma.
And he carries a gun. He's so edgy.
Yeah,
does he load the gun with green bullets or is it just regular bullets? I think it's regular bullets.
If it's green bullets, that's a little cooler. But if it's not, then what the hell?
Okay, so I guess this is just like a general question about Green Lanterns or about lanterns in general. But so we've seen people create guns and shit with the rings. Like, it's not a surprise that those things are being able to be made. But don't you have to know the complex construction of a gun to create a gun? I understand that John Stewart can make a sniper rifle because he was a Marine sniper. That was his job. Rifle was his child.
It's interesting to say because as we talked about last week in the Green Lantern comic book, we saw Hal Jordan flying around with three planes. Does that mean he knows how to make 3 planes? You know, or is it just if you have a strong enough will, you can craft whatever comes to your mind without the insides?
That's my thinking when it comes to that, because honestly, not one man can build a whole jet on his own. So
yeah, there's no way. There's no way.
Maybe it's like this, because the thing is, I think this is the way they define it, and we're just overthinking it probably. Uh-huh. But the way, it seems that, if I just thought of what a gun was and I, shot it, it would be as generic and as basic as a gun with a ring would make it. But I think if I knew the deeper construct of what a gun, how to put a gun together and everything like that, I could reinvent it. Or not reinvent it, but, further mimic it so it could be stronger or better or faster.
On that note, I remember reading I think I was on the website Comic Vine just looking up John Stewart, and I remember reading that apparently he is known for his constructs are being really solid. They're made inside and out. Yeah. So he's the architect, he's the soldier, he's the architect. Whatever he builds, it's not just a construct. It's an actual object that he has created. Yeah. So I think that's why maybe you're kind of getting the idea for John Stewart.
Yeah, because he his constructs are better because they're better built. So does that count the same for knowing? Does that count the same for damage? If I know how to make if I know how to make a gun better, does that
scale with damage? Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay, so getting past that though, because this is just us bullshitting about the Green Lantern stuff. At the end of the day, the comic was okay. So moving on.
Yeah, let's do Dark Knight 3-6. All right. I think it's been a while since one even came out anyway. So, and it wasn't that great. I didn't like it that much.
No, it was not that great at all.
It was kind of a climax. It was the finishing of this kind of arc they've been doing with the super people.
let's talk about that synopsis.
Yeah.
So basically, the Kryptonian it's Batman, Superman, and actually Batwoman.
the son of Batman.
Carrie.
All those guys.
Wonder Woman is there for a little bit,
and then so there was a whole brawl with the Kryptonians. Heroes win, And then at the end, Superman and Wonder Woman's daughter is kind of evil, I guess.
She's on the side of the Kryptonians. She believes that they're like better. That she believes. Why should she limit herself when she's the daughter of Superman and the daughter of Wonder Woman? Why do I gotta limit myself? Yeah. That's exactly what she does. She starts fighting back. She doesn't believe in it. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the synopsis, basically, we see we see Batman and Superman come together in these mech suits. That's probably why I got it confused, because they're both wearing these mech suits.
Yeah, it's Batman and no Nick.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. I wanted to get to that. That suit. Oh man.
So Batman basically puts together an Iron Man suit for himself and an Iron Man suit for Superman. Yeah. And he makes it rain.
Synthetic kryptonite.
Yeah.
Kryptonite rain. Somehow I forget. Okay, so that's actually one of the big problems I got with this comic. That let's back up to the Dark Knight movie, the first one where he's fighting Superman. Okay.
Yeah.
So when he's fighting Superman, he uses Oliver Queen to shoot an arrow of pure kryptonite at Superman, which explodes and it does what it needs to do. Okay. So Superman makes it a point of saying in the comic and in the movie that cost a lot of money and it took a lot of time to make, and he had both. Right. So it took all that time and money to make one arrow. It is now literally raining kryptonite. It is raining kryptonite right now. It is raining this. So clearly the arrow wasn't the only viable option. So that just bothers me. The fact that taking
Yeah, one thing that one big bother for me was at the end of the last issue, Superman and Batman are both armored up, and they're like, who's gonna take on this guy? Who wants to kick this guy's ass? And basically, Batman kicks his ass in the issue. He kicks the leader of the Kryptonians. My problem is Superman doesn't move. You guys notice that? He doesn't move at all. He doesn't move at all. Yeah. And my biggest thing was, the whole time I'm thinking is maybe he's not moving because he doesn't have a neck. Like maybe he can't actually move his body because his suit doesn't have a neck.
I have no neck.
Like there's even that scene, oh my God, where Batman grabs the Kryptonian's head and smashes it against Superman's chest, and Superman does nothing. He just stands there. It's like, what?
I guess they want to imply that they're like he already was fighting, I guess.
Maybe the whole thing is that the suit is like just to keep him alive and look like him, but it's not actually supposed to move.
Supposed to move? Maybe
it's just supposed to be like a big over-glorified like tomb that he can just kind of hide in. But
that's kind of funny if you think about it like that. I mean, one of my big problems with this issue was Batman said when all the Kryptonians were fleeing, he said, no, should we finish them? No, they need to know fear. I kind of think you should have finished them, man. These are Kryptonians we're talking about. They're probably
gonna be back.
If you don't kill them now, you might be effing yourself. I think that was kind of stupid, but whatever,
and then,
fear.
Guys, Batman just gets a friggin' laser beam through his chest. I don't know what happened.
Oh yeah, the dude
spooky.
Dude one-shots him. Him. Okay, but just before we get to that bit, I enjoyed Carrie in this chapter only for the fact that she's this has to be quite some time after the first movie. Or after the first comic and after the first movie. It's like another 5-10 years or something like that. Because she's older. She's an adult at this point. She's still using a fucking slingshot.
Okay, I thought that was cool.
She's still using a slingshot to shoot rocks.
How many times have we seen a Kryptonian getting taken down by a slingshot? That was pretty neat.
Yeah. But I don't know if you guys remember in the first issue of Dark Knight 3, how when she was Batman and then she got totally ganged up on with all those cops.
Yeah.
But she was fucking ripped. And then it's crazy to see that transition. When she was a kid.
Like adolescent, kind of wacky kid.
Wacky, silly.
And now she knows what she's doing. She's stronger. Yeah.
And yet again, it's that character progression that everybody wants to see. That's something that it's kind of hard to write badly, but sometimes it does happen.
Sometimes. It's just a little snippet here, but her costume, what the fuck was up with that green and purple?
That's her choice. That's what I like about it. It's okay if you had just shown me that costume instead of Robin wears this, I'd be like, ugh. But I like But I like the idea that she was like, "No, this is my costume. I'm gonna put whatever I want on it." So she does.
It's something. It's something
No,
for
I don't
sure.
think, like, sure, the Robins have a choice of what they have on the costume, but they don't get to mess with the colors. You're wearing those tights, and you're wearing that red with the red logo. You don't get a
I guess
choice.
you're right. I guess you're right.
But
yeah.
this is the first time I've seen somebody go from a Robin into her own costume and it just be her thing.
Like, I understand that and I respect that, but why does it have to be so bright and apparent when you are trying to be the incarnation of fear?
She's
and
not.
justice?
She's not trying to be
She's
what.
trying to be, vengeance. That's what Batman represents. And when you have some person with tights and green and purple running at me, I'm just gonna be. So this is what vengeance looks like.
Look,
really?
I don't know about you, but she's wearing high heels and she's running in those things and she gets.
Are there high heels?
Yes,
there
there
high
are.
heels?
I was looking at the
Really?
cover. She has.
My
she has
God.
heels on these.
Okay,
So-
they're heels, but they're not.
They're not high heels. They're heels though. So she's running in heels. She's kicking ass,
Okay.
and she's in that costume. So sure, it's not the scariest thing, but if I see her running at me in the middle of the night when I'm committing a crime, I'm pretty fucking scared. Okay.
Like, what the hell is that thing?
Okay.
It's green and purple.
Yeah. So.
Well, okay, let's jump to the thing at the end, the big spoiler, and that Batman got lasered. He got lasered through the chest, so he might be dead again for like the third time in the series, or not the Dark Knight series.
Three deaths.
Yeah, the 3 deaths of Batman.
And
Yeah,
so-
because I mean, he faked his death in the first Dark Knight Returns, and in the beginning he was supposed to be dead, and now apparently he's dying again.
Yeah,
So
so here's okay. You know what? Here you go, Matt. This is what should get you the most excited about him getting shot in the chest. Okay, it gives Superman a reason to bend down and hold him.
Yeah.
So he moves. It gives Superman a reason to move.
that's true, but he took off the helmet.
did.
So I think it was the neck thing.
It was in that.
But okay, so we see him get shot through the chest. So the implications are that he's probably not going to make it out of this.
Probably not. He's already old and lived his.
Yeah.
His
But
time.
what I was hearing is apparently they're going to make a Dark Knight 4 after Dark Knight 3. So what that tells me is either he's going to be back, or
Okay.
I mean he's probably going to
When,
survive.
no. Here's the real question: when does Terry show up? When
Terry-
does Terry show up?
Please.
Oh my God!
So-
I don't know if that's even going to happen. I
Because
don't
the
know.
thing is, we're getting
be
to that
happy.
point. Like, Batman is an old man, and he cannot be doing this anymore.
Right.
So is
If
Carrie
Terry
going
was
to take
gonna
over
show up-
legit now, or is Terry coming? Carrie or Terry?
Terry.
Carrie or Terry? Okay?
Tell us, viewers, who do you like more, Carrie or
Put in the
Terry?
comments below. Carrie or Terry? Let us know.
Let's jump to the next one. Let's jump to the next Bat book. Which before we go to Batman 9, because I thought that was a great issue. Let's do Nightwing 7. Yeah.
So Nightwing 7 is all about how we find out Raptor has betrayed Dick.
Oh.
Which honestly shouldn't have been that big of a surprise. I mean, like everybody seems to be doing it nowadays. Nobody really is on Dick's side anymore. Mm-hmm. But we see Raptor basically, or we see Nightwing find out that Raptor has gone behind his back
And sold the Court of Owl
and
information,
sold the
right?
Court of Owls out and all these things. So he goes to fight Raptor, and then we find out that he's basically been following Bruce. He's been following Dick. He is very well versed in the life and times of Dick
Of the
Grayson.
Bat family, yeah.
Of Bat family and Dick Grayson. And then
Let's talk about those 2 big spoilers in this issue.
so
Yeah, go ahead.
so I it just depends which one you want to talk about first, because I was thinking about the picture first, but which one do you want to talk about first?
I was just, for chronological sake, I was gonna do we see Raptor kidnaps Bruce in broad daylight. Bruce Wayne, not Batman.
Bruce
kidnapped Bruce Wayne at a press conference, and he's saying to Bruce, like,
I know who
you know,
are.
I know who you are. You know, you're Batman. Like, he basically says this out loud.
Yeah.
And then in the end, we see Dick break into Raptor's base, and he finds kind of like a mural of all this information he knows about Dick. And it turns out Nightwing's mom and Raptor have some kind of connection, maybe possibly when they were working together back at Haley's Circus.
Yeah, because they took a picture together, which yet
Yes,
again is interesting, because I'd like to see where they take that. And I swear to God, if Raptor is his dad, I will kill someone. I will kill someone if Raptor is Dick's dad.
That is a big change. I don't know. That's like when Magneto stopped being the father to Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. It's like why would you even bother with that?
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
It's like the story's already been told. You really don't have to change the story that much, you know?
But as far as we're concerned and as far as we know, there are so we're not too sure on what's going to happen. But we'll see.
Yeah. So, pretty strong issue this week?
Yeah, pretty strong issue. And then we're going to bring it back around to Batman, right?
Yeah, there's Batman and there's Trinity. I think those are the last two, right?
Batman, Trinity.
And let's do Superman 9, too, because I enjoyed it.
Superman, and Cave Johnson, which I'll do a little bit for.
Superman was actually good. I agree with you there.
I have two to plug at the end, with Cave Johnson being one of them. Okay. So.
Oh yeah, we're doing the young animal. That's right.
Yeah. So I'll do it. Don't worry though. So let's just get to Batman, right? Batman.
Let's do that. I thought this issue was great. So, I enjoyed it.
So synopsis for us, Matt. Give us the idea. What's going on?
Okay, so in the beginning we get a little intro. We see that Psycho Pirate is currently with Bane right now, and he's using his powers to kind of help him stave off the venom addiction that he once had. So we're getting a more tactical thinking Bane, I personally think a more dangerous Bane. And then we see Batman kind of recruiting his own Suicide Squad to infiltrate Bane's island. And we get the Ventriloquist, Bronze Tiger, Punch and Julie, and Catwoman joining this team. And each interaction with these characters is really neat because it really shows Batman's history with each of these characters.
Mm-hmm.
I like the beginning, the art and the storytelling for the very beginning of this issue with the kid in the sewer drain, and he's like, and he's basically going through his ages, and he's like, I'm 4, I'm 9, I'm 18, I'm 21.
That was effed up.
That was Bane. That was Bane, right? Yeah. Am I crazy? Okay, that was.
It's supposed to be him, and it's scary. It's scary in thought, and I really like it.
Yeah,
I really
living
like
in this harsh condition.
Eating rats and crabs. Yeah, that was crazy.
So here's my question for you guys, or for Matt in particular, I guess, because you probably know it better. But with Bane, so I'm assuming this isn't the Bane that made the Venom himself. This isn't the Bane that
This is Luchador.
This is Luchador Bane. This isn't super genius, awesome Bane.
What do you mean?
This Bane created the Venom, right?
No, this is the same Bane that's been around since the 90s. The same Bane that broke Batman's back.
Okay.
This is because if you guys remember, despite his colorful costume and use of Venom, Bane is a smart dude. He figured out who Bruce Wayne was.
Yeah.
In his first appearance, so that's why I'm liking this. You know, he's off the Venom, but he's still a physical threat and kind of a mental threat to Bruce because he can match wits with him. He's smart enough to figure out who he is and stuff.
So what we're hoping for is that we get a less Venom addicted Bane to contribute to the story. Yeah.
Well, okay. Let's talk about. It's part of the Batman comic, but I feel like it deals with Rebirth as a whole, and that is when we see one of the prisoners at Arkham draw a Legion of Superheroes sign on the window. What do you guys think of that?
I think, and obviously this is just a guess, but I'm assuming that's Saturn Girl.
Yeah.
That's what everybody's implying.
Yeah, that's Saturn Girl. So
what do you think the O and the L meant?
No, what do you mean? That's the Legion. That's the
Legion symbol, dude.
Superheroes. That's how we know that's her, because that symbol is what they have on their thing, on their ring,
Yeah.
So that's what's on Booster Gold's ring, just so you know.
Yeah, because he stole it. That's right. So I'm curious. I mean they haven't announced the Legion of Superheroes comic, have they?
No, they haven't. I don't think so.
So
they might have done for January. I haven't exactly looked at the new solicitations, but as far as I know, I don't think they have. So I'm actually really interested to see what happens with the Legion, because I love the Legion. I love everything about the Legion.
Legion's cool. It hasn't been referenced. It has been referenced a couple times throughout a couple books in Rebirth, but so far nothing major. Yeah. And it's curious to see one of the Legionnaires in Arkham Asylum.
Because what's she doing there? Why is she in the future? So, but I'm really interested. I really enjoy the Legion, so I'm really hoping this becomes something. So we get this, hey, is Karate Kid in here too? Is the Karate Kid in the 21st century again?
Let's not forget the best part of the comic, guys. Kite Man.
Kite Man. That was my
Kite Man's so great. Heck yeah, Kite Man.
Kite Man, hell yeah.
Yeah, Kite Man makes a short appearance. I mean, after his last appearance where he flies in, steals the jewels, and then jumps out of the window. I forget which one of you I was talking to about it, but one of you guys was saying it'd be cool if just throughout the rest of the run if we just see very small panels of Kite Man just running out, in and out, and committing crimes.
Oh, yeah.
I
think that might have been you, but like it was just funny because he's a funny character.
Yeah,
he doesn't have to say anything. He just got to say his name and that's all I need from him.
I like how he's kind of insane in that sense. Like, he's saying his name. Like, I'm Kite Man.
He's like a little kid almost.
Yeah. Okay, let's deal with the big ending. I know you guys were thinking about this so much more than I was, but Catwoman, with how many casualties has she had?
237, if I remember correctly.
Now, she is a killer, but that does seem excessive. That's a lot.
That is a lot of murder, and the thing is, she's caught at this moment too. So we don't know if Bats did that. We don't know like how she ends up in jail, but all we know is that she's got a big fucking murder thing on her head. And that's about it. We don't even have any like dialogue from her besides her saying meow or whatever the cat. Like, that's pretty much all we get from her. So all we know is that she's a crazy murderer, as far as we know, assuming that all those murders are linked to her. Yeah. And she purrs like a cat.
Maybe that's how she talks from now on. Meow.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, but we'll see. I enjoyed it. Thought it was pretty good. We see a lot happen. And yet again, like I've said in the past 2 weeks, and I'll say it again now, I enjoy seeing multiple stories happen at the same time. So the fact that we're seeing Bane get his thing and Batman get his thing is interesting. And they're doing it well.
Right.
Yeah, agreed. How about we jump? Which one do you guys want to jump to next? We can do Trinity or Superman.
Let's do Superman, and then we'll wrap it up with Trinity. Considering we've already done the solos, might as well finish it up with like the three of them being together.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do a quick synopsis and let's deal with that ending because I know you guys had some problems with who the surprise villain was at the end.
Yeah. So Superman and his son, if you guys have read the last issue, John,
stuck at that island.
Yeah, they are stuck on the island, which we find out is the island where the losers had their last stand. And
the sole survivor is Captain Storm.
It's Captain Storm, exactly. So we come back to that, and they're still on the island trying to find John's technology that brought them to the island for however, whether it being a time machine, a teleport machine, or both, we don't know yet. But we see them like basically meet a surviving member of the losers, and it's them uniting together to defend the tech and get off the island, basically, or
pretty much go find the tech and get off the island.
Go and find John's ship box thing that they haven't given a name to it. Mother box, John box, the John box.
John box. Let's call it the John box. Okay. One cool thing in this issue is when Captain Storm whistled and he was riding on a pterodactyl. That was neat. That was neat.
You're the only one that can fly. Well, guess what?
Yeah. It was a simple pleasure, but goddamn, was it worth? Like, just him shooting off of a pterodactyl, and he's just a dude. He's just an army guy, and he trained that pterodactyl to fly him around. That's awesome.
He doesn't have an eye or a leg. He's missing both.
he is as basic as it comes. He is a standard package, and he still doesn't even have that.
Yeah.
So he is, and the thing is, he's been defending this island by himself. Like, everybody else died, and it was just him.
Right.
So we don't even know how long he's been on the island for.
Okay. Well, at the ending, we come across a particular scene with a character shrouded in mystery holding Cloud's leg and what appears to be the item that got them there in the first place, and he's staring at this creature. Now, my speculation is this is Oz. This is Mr. Oz, and what the creatures he's looking at is something out of Watchmen, because we're speculating he's supposed to be Asmodeus. What do you guys think about that theory?
It's good to see an original villain from the cartoons.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be anything out of it might be Mr. Oz, but I don't know if whatever he's looking at is going to be out of Watchmen. I don't think that's like.
No, it doesn't remind you of when he blows up New York and the creature appears. The creature at the end.
Kind of, yeah. But like, I'm not sure. because the thing is that thing, if it is that creature in particular, then he is like fitting to destroy the island. Like, let's face it, like if it's on that level, this thing is going to it is going to literally level the island.
Yeah. I don't know. It's curious. I'm not too sure what's going on in that last scene.
Which is
that was my speculation. You know,
Yeah.
It could be anything at this point.
Yeah, I'm interested, but like sticking with that theory, it would totally make sense if that was true, because if I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but I think the last time we saw Oz and he was mentioning Superman, he wanted to take Superman out of play. He wanted Superman out of the game because he needed to like continue his plans. So if he takes the box and he takes the I don't know what the leg was serve him, but if he takes the box, if he takes the box, then they can't get off the island. Which means
sweet a leg.
Yeah. Sweet a leg. I gotta go.
Well, my question is, what is the game though? I mean, what is he playing with? Obviously, it's probably Dr. Manhattan. Something's going on here.
Yeah.
Dude, it's Rebirth.
Yet again, we're treading on the edges of Rebirth that we have no knowledge, but the fact that Watchmen are involved, like that is all we got.
Well, what's kind of interesting is we're starting to get every week. We're starting to get a little bit more deeper into the mystery that is Rebirth. I mean, we had Batman this week deal with Legionnaires.
Yeah.
And we had we kind of have this mystery character who we're speculating to be Mr. Oz, but you know, there's a bigger story behind it for sure.
Yeah.
So all of this is starting to tie together.
But like, okay, but another thing that we're getting is that every week we're getting a little Watchmen reference, a little Watchmen sort of like in every comic, like not always in the same comic, but like every few comics we seem to get like a tiny little bit that kind of like reflects the scene in Watchmen. Like if you guys remember from last week with the Titans, or was it the week before, that they're fighting Abracadabra and his nose bleeds onto his clock, and it looks exactly like the button from the Watchmen scene, like and we're seeing that when it bleeds onto the clock, it's like 6 hours to midnight or something like that, which we can assume might be a reference to the, you know, how in Watchmen they always make a joke to the countdown or whatever.
Countdown to Apocalypse, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see if that really like relates to anything, because I think that might relate to what's going on, but I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. That might just be me over analyzing the scene.
And then watch it turn into a Marvel event. Watchmen versus Justice League.
The Watchmen will win.
Yeah. They have Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, all they need is Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, honestly.
Technically, Dr. Manhattan can make like 10 Superman to fight one Superman. Like it's not even a competition.
No contest there. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I mean, the Civil War is going to be between the Bat family, and everybody has to choose a side, and they're going to be factions. Every Bat family is going to have a faction, including Alfred, and everybody's going to join Alfred's faction.
That's the Alfred faction. That sounds cool. That sounds cool. I could dig it.
That's going to be the new comic. It's going to be called the Batchin faction. Okay. Moving on. At the end of the day, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the new Superman. I recommend.
Yeah, it was a good read.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah. Okay, let's do Trinity.
Yeah. So
you just say
Trinity. So for those of you who didn't read the first issue last week, we find Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman all coming together to have a lovely meal, and in Superman's house with John and Lois there.
Yep. And
then at the end of it, they find like a mirror or a picture that. In the back of the barn, that they see what I'm assuming is a young Clark and his dad working in the barn, and like a reflection or something like that, and and it's animated and stuff, and they don't know why.
No, like they actually go in it.
No, and that's what happens this week. And then this week they go into the image, and Papa Kent has like a heart attack almost. Right. And Superman goes nuts, and young Clark goes nuts, and he runs away. So. And
then you have the whole sob story of Superman, like saying,
"Oh my God, to his dad."
Yeah, it's my dad. You know, I need to make things right with him. This and that.
It's a sob story, but at the same time, besides the fucking movie version of Papa Kent, I love all the iterations of Papa Kent. All-Star Superman is like. It's like it makes me so sad every time I think of that comic because of what happens in that comic with.
How he couldn't save him.
Yeah, he couldn't save him. That drives me nuts. Like
that was rough.
Yeah, so when they go back to that, like not even like that scene in particular, but like when they go back to that relationship between Superman and Pa Kent, I always feel like he is such a devoted son that he would do anything to bring his dad back. So my theory for this new comic is that he's gonna try to bring his dad back. He's gonna like try to do something with that, but I don't know. I
don't think so in that sense, because this Superman. I mean, I could believe New 52 Superman would try something stupid like that. Yeah. But this is like a wiser Superman.
Right. He's a father. He's older.
He's a father. He knows that he can't do anything.
He knows if he takes his father figure away,
right,
he wouldn't be the same to John. So
exactly.
Yeah, what's done is done in his mentality. I'm sure. Yeah. So what's done is done, and this and that.
So overall, it was just a nice kind of. It was just a nice story. But when we get to the ending, I thought it was interesting, because at first I thought this is another universe, that maybe some multiverse.
Yeah, I thought there were
shenanigans had happened
or something. Yeah.
But in the end, we find out what is really going on, and that is that we have the surprise villain, Poison Ivy, coincidentally.
Yeah.
Using that, what's the plant called again?
The Black Mercy.
The Black Mercy.
And I you continue, but I got problems with this.
No, I'm pretty much done. I'm surprised they're using such a small. This is the Trinity. This is Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman. These are heavy hitters, in a sense, and they're using Poison Ivy as the first villain. I thought it was kind of neat.
Okay.
At least.
Yeah. So at the end of it all, we see that the Black Mercy is wrapped around all three of them. They each have a Black Mercy for themselves. Yep. So for those of you who don't know and haven't read the comic or seen the episode of Justice League, the Black Mercy is a plant from outer space that once it attaches to you, it basically puts you in your consciousness, and it gives you the greatest desire you could ever have. And you're living that out, but in reality, you're just sitting there with the plant attached to you. Mm. So I've got problems with this, because they've made it a point to say in past comics, and in that comic in particular, and in the cartoon in particular as well, they made it a point to say that plant is super rare, and it is like super deadly. It is nuts how rare this plant is. This plant is like, it does not survive long, like all this crazy stuff, like. It is a very rare plant, and what it does is very fucked up. And now we have three of them possibly born and bred by Poison Ivy. Now, I'm at least glad it's her, because it would make the most sense for her to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just really hoping that they give us a better explanation than she just grew them. I want to see, like, Mongol come back. Or Mongol. And he comes back and he's like, I gave them to her, so I have a better chance of taking this team on again. Like, if I'm gonna or not, well, maybe not him, because he was the one to do it in the first place in the first issue or in the first comic that it happened. Mm-hmm. But I would love to see like another, like, I don't want it to just be Poison Ivy making these things and using them.
No, that's my problem with this, is that, like you said, they're from space, and Poison Ivy is not a cosmic character. I don't think she's ever been to space in the entirety she's been a character. So how exactly would she have gotten one? It has to be an outside character.
Yeah.
Someone that we don't know yet.
And I like how they try to guise her, too. When they were first showing her character, it was some like dude with a trench coat with a hat and a beard. And it's like, all right.
No, she's just yucking it up. Yeah. And I do like her costume in this, because they're taking it back to the old kind of costume where it's like she's kind of wearing green tights, and she's got like the grass leafy kind of upper body. Because sometimes like in the new Harley Quinn stuff, she's wearing like a black and green costume that kind of reminds me of She-Go from Kim Possible. And then you got like her other costumes where it's all just leaves, and then you got like we're seeing a lot of different iterations of Poison Ivy. Funny enough, from the different artists, and there's nothing wrong with that, because I think she's an interesting character.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. So that was Trinity, and I enjoyed it. So besides that last little bit, that kind of threw me off. So.
Time for a young animal? Is it time for a young animal bit?
I don't know if you guys read the Cave Johnson stuff.
I got through it a little bit. I haven't finished it yet, but I know it ties into the rest of the young animal verse. I know there's more to it than the rest of the other comics.
Well, yeah. So basically, for those of you who didn't get a chance to read it this week, Cave Johnson. And his cybernetic eye.
I think it's Cave Carson.
Cave Carson. Cave Johnson's the guy from Portal. Sorry, that's my bad. Cave Carson has a cybernetic eye is the name of the comic, and it's a young animal comic, and it is literally about a guy named Cave Carson with a cybernetic eye. And his whole thing is that originally him and his wife explored the center of the Earth in their machine called the Mole 1, And what ends up happening is that he finds all these amazing discoveries, and it's almost like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea or Journey to the Center of the Earth, where there's like this amazing world inside of the Earth that he experiences and experiences his life with his wife. And what ends up happening is they have a kid, and she joins them and is a part of them and this whole thing. But the comic starts with him going to his wife's funeral because she has just died. And it's all about how he's kind of dealing with his wife's death, but at the same time, this cybernetic eye that he has in his brain is showing him images of this other world and these other memories that he doesn't have of this place that he's never seen. And what I'm really hoping is that the eye has a view into the universe, well, not the future, but the universe that Doom Patrol is a part of right now. That they're in a whole other universe, we're assuming, and I'm hoping that Cave Carson is seeing into that. But I could be totally wrong about that.
I was hearing that it's the Gyroverse, as some people have named it, the universe that what's his name, Robot Man came out of.
Robot Man, yeah.
So there's a lot of theories. Like I said, I haven't finished the issue, so what is actually going on? I have no clue.
Yeah, so basically we run through all of that, and he goes back to his eye's funeral, and he's dealing with the eye and his daughter and the funeral, and then he goes.
Quick question: is he old or is
he's older? He's older, but you could tell she died pretty young because he doesn't look that old.
Okay.
So what ends up happening is at the end of it, he's dealing with all these things, but he finds out that he might have another chance to use the next version of his machine, which is the Mole 2, which is from the company that he works or that he owns, and it ends with him being on the phone with one of his friends and that he needs some help, and you find out that his friend is actually Wild Dog, which is pretty hype because I love Wild Dog comics. I don't know, Matt. I know you know who he is. I don't know if you know who he is, Bob, but basically he is like a ghetto vigilante, and he dresses in like a
super ghetto. Yeah,
he dresses in a sports jersey and a hockey mask, almost like Casey from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And he just goes out and fights, and he's super like hardware intensive, and he uses guns and stuff.
You know what's interesting is he was brought back in Cave Carson, and coincidentally, the Arrow TV show on CW actually just brought him into the universe over there too. Yeah. So I don't know if they're pushing Wild Dog or something, but so maybe, he's coming back.
Yeah, maybe he's gonna get his own comic. I do enjoy Wild Dog. I think he's funny. Funnily enough, he's like a weird kind of side character to have like a thing for, but I actually really enjoy him. So I'm hoping we see more of him. He's pretty good in this comic. And actually, lastly. Oh, and for those of you who don't know if you should pick up Cave Carson or not, I recommend. I think you guys should. I think it was. I like the art, and I enjoy everything Young Animal's been doing, so I also recommend this as well. And finally, the last comic I kind of read, and I don't know if any of you have kept up with it, is an Image comic actually, and it's Manifest Destiny. Manifest Destiny's last chapter came out for the newest arc. And it's
all right. Give us a run through because I actually I've been meaning to read Manifest Destiny, but I don't know much about it.
I'm gonna give you guys the general story of what Manifest Destiny is, and I'll give you a little detail into this because it is the last issue. So it's considering I don't think that many people have given it the time it deserves. I'm just gonna give you guys the synopsis of the comic. So Manifest Destiny is literally about how Lois and Clark are exploring America, but it turns out that they were also given a mission.
Wait. Sorry. Lois and Clark?
Yeah.
Like Superman and Wonder Woman?
Yes,
or Superman and
Lois and Clark. You get the idea.
Okay. I was making sure. You never know.
Lois and Clark, as in Superman and Wonder Woman, are.
I heard Lois and Clark. Do you know what else do you? All right. So Lois and Clark.
Lewis and Clark, the original guys that explored America for the Louisiana Purchase. It's all about how they are exploring America in that same story, but it turns out they were given orders to kill anything like mystical and magical that could threaten American life when American life decides to move out there. And we're following two stories. It's not just him, or it's not just them two, but it turns out there's like a third character that traveled America before them that experienced all the stuff they're experiencing, and it's all about how he is also interacting with it. So that's just the comic in general, like how they are going across America killing all of these things with like a group of like dedicated men that were sent with them. It's actually a really interesting comic. I really like it.
So it's like supernatural and stuff.
Yeah, it's supernatural. There's like a bunch of crazy monsters and stuff in it, and like it's all about how they're dealing with it and how they like like they keep journals and all this stuff, and it's really interesting. I really liked it, and the newest issue was really good. So for those of you who didn't pick it up or haven't read it yet, I fully recommend.
All right. That sounds pretty cool. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
So
is there anything else this week we gotta go over, or are we good?
Actually, we missed one in the DC.
Okay.
Era. Aquaman.
I didn't read. I read I kind of spoiled it for myself. I read the beginning, and read the ending, so I know what happens in the end.
So
but
basically, for those of you who haven't kept up with it, we'll make it nice and quick. Aquaman, the Shaggy Man, is going to destroy. What's it called, Matt? Honesty Bay.
Yeah, it's Aquaman's hometown. That's what I remember.
Yeah, Aquaman's hometown, not Atlantis. So Shaggy Man is going to destroy it, and Aquaman gets brutalized. Literally, he gets torn the fuck up fighting the Shaggy Man. So, at the end of the issue, what he does is he uses his Justice League card to teleport Shaggy Man into space. And it works amazingly well, but at the end of the comic, Aquaman falls, and we don't know if he's getting back up at the end of it, basically.
Nice.
That's right, yeah. Since I did spoil it for myself, like I said, I was wondering what the deal was with Shaggy Man floating through space with Aquaman's Justice League card.
Yeah, so basically, he puts the card on him, and the tower isn't there. So he puts the card on the Shaggy Man, and he uses the teleporter to teleport the Shaggy Man into space. And since the tower isn't there, he just goes floating off into space.
That's cool. I like that. That's a neat tactic, Yeah.
So
all right.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good issue. I really like how desperately Aquaman is trying to stop the Shaggy Man, and we don't see Black Manta at all in this comic.
He's having a bad time, dude. He's getting framed for war. Black Manta.
And I actually really, really like what they did in this issue early on, is that they say he should call the Justice League, but he is so afraid to call them because he doesn't want them to perceive him as weak, or they don't want, and he doesn't know if he can trust them after everything that's happened.
Oh, so they're playing on his insecurities?
Yeah, yet again, it's another thing playing on his insecurities without the Black Ooze. Like, we're seeing him actually be afraid to call his friends, which is interesting. I actually like that. I like the idea that he's afraid, he's afraid to, like...
Because everyone's always seen him as, like, the weakest member, But, yeah, no, that's neat. That's neat how they're actually doing that.
Yeah. But that's about it. I think that's about everything we've covered this week. So, for anyone who's listened, if you guys have any other comics or anything that you could recommend, or you think we should really review, just let us know and put it in the comments below, and we'll give it a look over. I think that's about it, though.
One last thing. We're going to be releasing some new segments, so just be on the lookout. We're going to try and release some flashback panels where we go over old storylines,
old runs.
Some other segments. So it's not just going to be the podcast. So Weird Future is about to get a lot weirder.
So we hope you guys have enjoyed this week's podcast.
Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more.
Yeah. Catch you guys later.
Thank you.
Love you.
Bye.